in the place. You talking the game, get you through the days. Behind the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they work in your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
And welcome everybody to FastBreak. We are off and running, just like the Dallas Mavs are off and running tonight, up 18-13. They're in transition and good transition defense by Phoenix. Up, Luka for three. A little short. Devin Booker with the rebound. So we will definitely be keeping you all updated on the game tonight. Obviously, a huge game with Phoenix up 2-0 after a masterclass in the fourth quarter by the Phoenix Suns, spearheaded by Chris Paul and Devin Booker, and it was something to see. Luka, my man Luka, it was a tough quarter for him on the defensive end. But there's been a lot to get into when you look at the playoffs. We got the Brooklyn Nets and what they went through. We got Joel Embiid coming back tonight and apparently revitalizing Philly. We look like, the West is up for grabs. Any of three, maybe even four teams can get it done. Damian is starting early for you, Chris. So definitely take that to heart. Dallas has the largest lead of the series back at home. They're on a 13-0 run in the last 239. Point God, show us something. Big step back. That's what we needed. Get them going, tighten things up a little bit. But yeah, we want to get into it. So we'll start with kind of putting it on you guys to kind of talk about what has been maybe two takeaways from this year's playoffs that you have. And I'll start with you, Chris.
One, I mean, I think I already knew this, but just how clutch is Christopher Emmanuel Paul? Oh my gosh, man. Like the fourth quarter, this man just comes alive. I mean, he's there, the whole game, but the fourth quarter, he just takes it over and wills them boys to win. Another takeaway I will have is I'm going to go with what LeBron said. I think it was yesterday. Josh and I have been in the most improved conversation. I mean, the dude's been elite. He's balling. We see what he's doing to the Warriors right now. That man is the future of the league. He is the future face of the NBA.
Oh, wow. Face of the NBA. Okay. I didn't see that coming. That was
me neither. Like,
so Marcus, what about you? What maybe two things you've seen from this year's playoffs that have stuck out to you?
Well, if we're gonna go back to the first round, absolutely nothing. Like, I think all the teams that should have won basically. I don't think there was nothing interesting about the first round, in the sense that all the teams that played pretty much won. I guess you could say the Wolves and Memphis probably would make for a good rivalry going on years down the road if they keep up at this pace. And as far as the East goes, there's really no competition. And as far as the second round goes right now, I think Boston and Milwaukee is right where I think they would be. I got Milwaukee in 6. Philadelphia, I had them in 5 if Embiid was playing, from the start. So him coming back tonight, that was a big boost to us, for all my Sixers fans out there. And if he can just stay healthy, I can see us winning the next 4. So I got pretty much Milwaukee and the Sixers in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then on the West side,
that's no Philly bias here. You really believe Philly's moving on?
Well, I'm not gonna take no bias. It's my favorite team. Like,
okay, I just wanted to know who I was talking to. Okay,
so, right. Yeah, it's my favorite team. So now it's bias all the way. But and then on the Western side, I got Golden State and Phoenix going head to head. So that's how I see it so far. But yeah, Memphis is a good story. I don't see Ja being the face of the NBA. Hell, not even Luka being the face of the NBA. Like, I know people want to push these narratives right now, but as of right now, as long as you still got Steph, Kevin Durant to a certain extent, LeBron James is still playing, Joel Embiid can still make a case, Giannis can still make a case to be the face of the NBA. So let's not just pawn this off so fast on these younger boys right now. They still got time to grow and show us what they can do.
So that's interesting that you, Chris, you broached this, and so I'll go take it a step further. I have two questions that you guys have sparked.
Wait, before you do that, give us your two takeaways.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was gonna get to it, but I didn't want to get my question. But
okay, go ahead.
All right. So do you guys believe, has there ever been in your lifetime a non-American as the face of the NBA? And two, do you see this next crop? You mentioned Embiid, you mentioned Luka, you mentioned Giannis. Do you envision that the face of the league going in the near future will be a non-American player?
I think out of those lists, the only one real who it could really be is Giannis. Just he's so media friendly. Everybody loves him. If you're gonna push a foreigner, that's the one you're gonna push. You're not gonna push Embiid because he's gonna talk trash and all that.
But we like that.
Right, that's what
we do. Does the media? Does
the
public like that?
Like some Embiid too. So
that makes you marketable.
Right, very marketable.
Who do you think people are going to want to look at, Giannis or Embiid?
Embiid.
I think they're pretty similar. I think they both jokes. They're kind of corny.
But that's the thing, Giannis's jokes are like, he's bringing a dad jokes book to a press conference. Embiid is mad at press conferences sometimes. He's cussing and stuff. Even if Giannis is mad, he's still going to say something that the media can,
Kobe, Mike, and LeBron all do that.
Do what?
Kobe, LeBron, and Mike all did that.
Everybody curses
as Americans. Like that's the thing.
You won't accept it from a foreigner.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Marcus?
I'm going to be all the way because if you had to put him and Giannis in the same category, which you kind of can, they both can give you 35 and 14 on any given night. They both play defense, but Embiid has a more offensive game than Giannis do. Giannis can, Embiid, he can pull up, he can shoot the three, he can drive on you, he can post you up, he'll dunk on you. He got a little ball handling skills for a big, but he's more marketable than me than Giannis for the simple fact he does talk crap. He keeps it real with everybody. He is the international Draymond Green, but with better basketball.
Exactly.
And we all love Draymond Green. There's not a day that goes by Draymond Green don't say something. I won't watch it or listen to it. Like, he's real and unfiltered, and that's how I think everybody should be. I don't ever always want the PC answer because we know that's not how you really feel. You got to say it because, it's a brand that you're trying to promote and everything like that.
But I think that's the thing, though. Like, with Draymond, yeah, he has like a top-rated podcast because he can be himself on something like that. But as far as what the NBA is trying to push,
they also hired him at TNT.
They hired him at TNT. So once he's done his basketball career, he's jumping into his next career.
Right. But you're still not gonna push him as like the face. Barkley was never the face.
That's because he wasn't as good as Jordan. And I don't think Draymond will be the face because he's not as good. But when you got those three, I think they all have signature shoes outside of maybe I don't know if Embiid has a signature shoe with Adidas or not.
I don't think so.
I know Luka and Giannis both have signature shoes. They are marketable on social media. I don't see why they couldn't be. And I don't see an American outside of Ja, maybe Devin Booker, but he's not. It's crazy that he's dating a Kardashian and you would never know it.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Devin Booker doesn't have like a big
presence, I guess. I don't see anyone that's box office. I think Zion was supposed to be that. I don't think he's going to be that.
Now, if he can stay healthy and he re-signs with the Pelicans, there's a pretty high chance that he could be the face of the NBA too if he stays healthy. Now, that's a big if.
Huge if. And I think what's missing from all of these people we mentioned, outside of maybe Embiid, is market. And the NBA is obviously an international game at this point, but imagine if Giannis was in LA. Imagine if Embiid was in Brooklyn. Imagine if Luka was in Miami or something like that. Like,
well, Philadelphia is the third largest market. So
that's what I said. I kind of give you the Embiid because he's in a major city, but it still ain't it. And I think John Memphis, I think he would have a harder time. And I think at some point you got to start racking up MVPs, some Finals MVPs, if you want to be considered the face.
Well, then Booker's going to have a chance at that this year, being a Finals MVP.
I agree, but I don't think he's as marketable. Like,
no, he's not.
I don't even know, does he have like a logo or anything that Nike has made for him? Like, so then the brand awareness isn't there, and I don't think he wants that.
I don't think he wants that either.
No, he just wants to come out, hoop, and go home.
He wants to come out and
super active on social media. You don't see him out. He wasn't at the Met Gala with his girlfriend or whatever when they was just there. Like, he doesn't do that, and I think you need that. You need LeBron on the shop. You need KD in the boardroom. You need,
and that's why you would like somebody like Ja, though. I mean, he's a big social media presence. Look at what he does every game. You know,
I think that's why that was the one American name I mentioned that I think can be it. I just think, and when you're winning Most Improved Player of the Year, whether you should have won it or not, you ain't there yet. Like, you got to be a bona fide superstar, and I don't think we see Ja as that, because just last series there was a lot of criticism of how well he was playing. So he's hit the ground running in this series, but I need to see that next round and the round after that before we start talking about face of the league, taking the mantle, superstardom, any of that. And he needs to be healthy. His team can't be winning 95% of the games when he's out, and he's missing 20 games a season. So I think he has the potential. I just think there's a couple knocks that he's not there yet.
And then I think Giannis being in Milwaukee brings more awareness to smaller markets, to tell you the truth. So with him being out there, as long as he continues to play the way he plays, then I think Milwaukee, and then as Zion comes back, the Pelicans, all them little market teams, they would get bigger recognition, if they can keep their star players there. But then again, I'm not so quick to jump on and Giannis is the best player in the world right now after one run in the playoffs.
Thank you.
So who is?
I mean, I know he's playing now, and I still have to give that title to LeBron in a sense because he's still around. It ain't like he wasn't averaging 30, So until I can see him like
best player,
he had a bad year.
Tournament is what you're telling me.
Everybody has a bad year, but
But he didn't have a bad year. He had a bad team.
Right. Like, who really could say
if you're the best player in the world and you're playing with another Hall of Famer? Russell Westbrook didn't miss no games outside of and
that's the problem.
I mean, if y'all really think Russell Westbrook is a game changer, then I'm sorry, you don't know basketball at all. Like,
if Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook can make it into the play-in, LeBron should have been able to get Russell Westbrook.
Two completely different styles, though.
Doesn't matter. That's even.
Well, it's not even that. It's like the team that you built. Like, LA screwed up when they let KCP go and Alex Caruso, all the players that you need to do dirty work. And
let's not kid ourselves. KCP and Alex Caruso didn't do much this year away from LA.
I mean,
Caruso was hurt. KCP.
Chicago was in a nice position until
not because of Caruso.
I could beg it.
I wouldn't disagree with it.
I could make a case was because of Caruso.
Yeah.
It wasn't DeRozan.
You can't say Caruso didn't help though.
Right, and then he
helped.
He's been there all year neither. So
was he back in the playoffs?
No.
Caruso wasn't back in the playoffs.
He came late, I think. Didn't he miss the first couple of games?
No, I'm not trying to give him too much.
What was his impact when he came back?
I'm just talking about as far as LA goes. I'm not making Caruso to be the next coming of Jeremy Lin or nothing like that.
Last year,
what I'm just saying,
you couldn't have told somebody THT was untradeable.
And that's Lakers' fault for not seeing that. Like, everybody can tell. Well,
that's a LeBron.
He's
that falls at the best player's feet.
If You can say that, but what I'm saying is you just can't crown Giannis the best player because he won a championship. If that's the case, you be crowning
how it works.
You be crowning new players every year. That's the case.
That's kind of how it works.
So this year, are you gonna crown Chris Paul?
No.
Let's just say things happen to win, and Chris Paul is doing what he's doing right now,
and he gets Finals MVP.
He's the best player in the world, right? If we go by that logic.
Usually, the best player in the world is also in the MVP conversation. Usually, they put up a bunch of points. There's a bunch of stats. Like, it's not just one metric, but that metric helps a lot.
Okay.
That was Kawhi's, just the Finals MVP.
That was
Kawhi was the best player in the world.
It was an argument.
It was an argument. It was the best
People
player.
People might have argued best two-way player, which was some weird caveat that they made up.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think anybody realistically thought Kawhi was better than Durant or LeBron, and not because of that run he went on. That was one of the luckiest runs we'll ever see. Like, or I will say,
lucky.
All of Golden State got hurt. That double doink bounce in the corner, like they had a bunch of breaks that went their way.
Nah, that probably was the luckiest run in NBA history.
There's no way that.
Oh wait, first of all, Golden State's whole dynasty was nothing but luck, just because of injuries.
Okay, Chris, you always let it go like way overboard.
I see what you're saying, Chris.
Okay, 2015.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Chris.
2015. Kyrie and Kevin Love are both hurt.
Yeah, but see, that's part of their game, though. Like, they stay hurt.
You just saying it because it's Kyrie.
They do stay hurt.
They do stay hurt. Like,
okay, but still, they were hurt. Then the other year, 17? They get hurt. Chris Paul gets hurt.
We're not worried about Chris Paul. No one's worried about Chris Paul.
The year Kawhi got hurt. Like, they just get lucky breaks too.
We've seen these playoffs. People get hurt every playoffs. Like, that's not unique.
So
that team was.
Is that not luck though? Is that not a?
It's part of it.
Yeah, but in the finals, who got hurt in the finals when they were destroying LeBron with KD?
When your second best player is Dellavedova, I mean,
no. You stay on the luck.
With that particular team, his second best player was J.R. Smith. And we all know how that turned out.
We're talking about luck, and J.R. Smith got a 4.0 GPA, just so we're clear.
You can be smart and book, but that's
crazy because he's on scholarship, and he's a multi-millionaire. But
I'm not hating on him, but as far as your second best,
I hate on that part though. Like, you're on scholarship, man. That could go to somebody else.
He graduated and got his G right now. Now he's not playing basketball, but his basketball IQ wasn't all that.
He had a lapse and a moment. Magic Johnson had one. Chris Webber had one.
J.R. Smith had it constantly for doggone 5 years. He
had one really bad one. I mean, but JR could get going.
He could.
When JR was cooking, JR was cooking.
Yeah, when he was cooking.
Let's not forget that Denver JR existed too.
Yeah.
Oh no, that boy was a bad boy at Denver.
So, he did what he had to do when he had to do it. But I don't see the LeBron argument. I think that those days have passed him by.
I mean, if you still up there doing what Giannis and them doing at the age of 37,
he's not doing what Giannis is doing. Stop. And it has to contribute to winning at some point.
I mean, I get it for the most part. Giannis's team's been healthy all season compared to LA.
No, they've had people out all year.
I mean, Milwaukee's
was out all year. They brought in certain
has a
non-factor.
They have a deeper.
Literally out right now.
They have a deeper team, but they always had their core players.
They're a better team. I agree.
Yeah, they always had their core players. Now, whether AD stayed healthy and LeBron stayed healthy, would that translate to more wins? Who knows?
No.
Right, who knows? But for LeBron to still go out there when he did play, still average 30.
Yeah, and that's great. And LeBron can get his 30. Like, he's good and talented enough to get 30. My issue when you start talking about best player, at some point you got to win. Like, you can't just be putting up crazy numbers and always losing and not even competitive and can't even make the play-in.
So we're going off of
it's a
1 year though.
That's what I was saying. We're going off 1 year.
You got to update your resume. You get Employee of the Month each month.
So just right now, Giannis is the best player in the world for this season. So next year we could have this argument again for someone else.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not saying Giannis is the GOAT. I'm just saying,
of course, but I'm just saying though.
At this moment, if you're starting a franchise, I think you pick Giannis because he's the best player.
I would make the argument that folks would take Kevin Durant still over Giannis at this particular juncture in their career.
For me, those people would be foolish. Now,
I'm
not saying there's this massive chasm between the two, but if I have to pick, I'm taking the younger, more athletic, less injury prone guy that plays better defense.
I kind of make an argument Kevin Durant holds his own on defensive end too.
He don't yet.
I feel like he does. I feel like people don't appreciate Kevin Durant's
right.
I
think he's overrated.
He's a good defender. Is he?
Yeah, he's never going to be like a all defensive team. But
you realize Giannis has been in conversation for defensive player of the year.
He's won it.
He's right, I believe.
So how are we? So where's this Kevin Durant comparison coming?
Well, see, that's the case. If that's the case, all of LeBron's Miami years, he should have won Defensive Player of the Year.
No,
how did Marcus all win it?
Right,
and then make second team defense. Like what?
That's bias.
The voters, they had a flaw.
For me.
But I that year, sure, but that
right now, we can make the argument that Jokic would never win another MVP. Right now,
he's winning it this year.
He's winning it this year.
He shouldn't.
He should not. It should be Embiid.
Exactly. So you can make.
I think I view Jokic like I view Russell Westbrook. When Russ first had that triple double or two, we looked at it like, oh my God, that's amazing. It's never been done. Player efficiency rating and all that. And I think in hindsight, we look back like maybe it wasn't as great as it was. I think the Jokic narrative that he has done a lot with less, I think that's kind of run its course because it's gotten him nowhere. He's typically a lower seeded team. They go out in the first round. So what are we really talking about?
They had that one great run in the bubble. Denver did. And
that was spearheaded a lot by Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray, yeah.
Exactly.
And then Doc choked. So
that's what he does.
It's true.
Get ready, Marcus. Get ready.
He's lucky. He might have just saved his job by not getting swept tonight. So
no, I don't think.
And he ain't saved his job because if we manage to lose, he's out of there.
If he said his argument to front office is, hey, I lost the games when Embiid was out. He was getting reacclimated. We had a bunch of stuff. I think it's hard to fire him now that he won with Embiid back.
Now, if they win this series, he'll keep his job.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. But if they lose this series, he's not going to keep his job.
James Harden had 15 in the first half and ended the game with 17.
With 17.
What are we doing?
Well, here's what I would say about this game is everybody showed up this game. Because if you look across, it's like the highest, I think, was 19. And that might have came from Danny Green.
Danny Green had 21.
Maybe back.
Like, all those threes, man.
It was 21,
Danny Green.
18, 17, 16, just down the line. And that's how we have to win to beat Miami.
You're not getting that again.
No, you might not get that same effort from Danny Green again. But
and quiet as it's kept, Kyle Lowry came back, went over 25 minutes.
He's overrated. North Philly kid, but he's overrated.
I agree.
Is he though? But who is really rating Kyle Lowry though?
Well, they brought him back and started him, so they think he's valuable.
Right. So they think he's valuable.
But I'm just saying though, you just said he's overrated though. Like where
you do realize he was, I think he was drafted to Memphis, got traded, and then got to Toronto, and then
he went through Houston, I think.
I think so, and then he ended up in Toronto, which he made a name for himself. But even in Toronto, I mean, they was only going but so far there too. So it's like, let's cool down on the Kyle Lowry talk. He's probably better off without him leading the starting lineup right now.
I agree. Mm-hmm. The team did not look. They scored 79 points.
They scored 79 points, and we turned the ball over, I think, 18, 19 times.
Yeah, it was hell of a turnover.
Yeah.
If Philly's happy with this game, then y'all gonna be in trouble because you're not getting this performance again.
No,
out of Miami, and I don't think you're getting that out of Philly either. Like, you might get it out of Harden, but
you might get out of Harden. But if
Tobias going to give you more than 18 as he gets more comfortable.
If Tobias stays doing what he's doing, and then Maxey,
he fouled out with 9 points.
Right. But
4 of 13.
During this series, he's been playing awesome.
Yeah, before tonight, I think he's
right. So you're entitled to a bad game. So, but the fact that we turned the ball over 18 times and we didn't shoot well, and we held them to 79 points. If Embiid wasn't hurt, we get the boys out of there in 4.
What?
I said 5, but we would have got them out of there in 4. Think about this for a second.
No, I'm not. I will not.
Even that first game.
Facts.
They
Facts.
came back,
I've been saying it for years.
They came back in the second half and blew us out. I get it. That second game, we shot like 8 for 30 at the 3. We couldn't buy a bucket. But you have to change your defensive scheme and how you play when the beat's on the court. You just have to.
Are you watching Chris Paul right now? He's awful.
And so you really can't focus on Harden right now.
Like man, we got bigger things to worry about.
We got him out of 4. I was being generous when I said we had to be looking him out of 5 just because they had Butler and
No, we're not sweeping them.
Just really quick, Chris Paul has 6 turnovers with 7 minutes and 38 seconds left in the second quarter.
We're watching the game, right? We're all watching the game.
It's okay. I like Chris Paul's entitled to a bad game.
Thank you. He can have a bad game.
Yeah, he's entitled.
Let me check. Is he averaging like a turnover a minute? No, he's played 13 minutes, so he's averaging a turnover every 30 seconds. Like, this is awful. Just an absolutely atrocious. He's a detriment to his team.
I became a Chris Paul fan once Kyrie and them got.
We'll keep the same energy in the fourth quarter. We won't be on then, but
yeah, his team is going to keep the game close so that he can bring them home after he turned the ball over and dug him in the hole.
He's still closed.
You can't.
I think Harden had 8 turnovers.
Like, oh, I saved you. You punched me in the face.
What you say?
I said you can't punch someone in the face and then take them to the hospital and expect some credit. You're the reason they were in the hospital.
But you didn't have to take them.
If he digs them out of the hole that he dug, like, what are we talking about?
True.
I mean, true. No.
What do you mean, no?
He still got him back. I mean, like, oh, man, you made a mistake. You fixed it.
He made 6 of them.
So
when you're the point guard, you can't have 6 turnovers in 7 minutes.
To Dallas.
He's having an off night. Birthday celebration time.
Oh.
But there was a comment somebody said earlier I did want to talk about.
Which one?
That's about the name Luka Magic. I don't get it.
He's like,
I'm not a fan of it.
You don't think they have similar skill sets? Similar body types?
Body types, yeah, but
he's a better shooter than Magic. Magic was a better passer, but they're both good passers. They were triple-double threats on a nightly basis. They both were relatively slow. I think Magic was a little faster, but Magic wasn't no burner. I can see it. Now, Magic was also a winner.
About to say, I think we underestimated Magic's speed. Like, to get the
Magic also played with 8 Hall of Famers. I say that time and time again. It's a lot easier to win when you have 8 Hall of Famers on the bench.
Are you hinting at Magic being overrated?
I've said this many times.
You have said this many times. You thought I talk crazy. But
Magic's not the best point guard ever?
I think so. Let me frame this for you. Imagine if Golden State had Kevin Durant for 10 years. What do you think Steph Curry would look like?
Steph Curry?
Yeah. He would still be the best shooter ever.
But how much more would we value him if he played on that team with Kevin Durant? If that team could have stayed together for 8 years, how many titles did they win?
5, at least.
So you would still hold Magic above Curry?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Tripping.
Well, because
Magic he breaking?
Well, because if Magic is your driving force, with a bunch of role players in a sense, regardless of what
Magic was 1 through 5 though. Like right there is what the argument helps him.
Right.
He's 1 through 5. I mean,
so Magic 6'9", ball handler, and I'm not for sure if Magic. I can't even say if Magic couldn't shoot. I don't think he needed to shoot.
He learned to shoot.
Yeah, when he got older.
That's a perfect point. He didn't have to shoot. Why didn't he have to shoot?
But just like Jason Kidd.
Why didn't he have to shoot?
Just like Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd I don't think he needed to shoot in order to be effective. But as you go older as a point guard, that's when your mind kicks in, and then you start shooting. Like I think Jason Kidd's an underrated point guard.
I think he's better than Chris Paul. But
shut up. No, you don't.
I think so.
You don't think that either.
No, I really do.
Me too.
Nobody thinks that Jason Kidd is better than Chris Paul.
I really do. Like
how not so?
I think Jason Kidd doesn't get as much credit.
Based on what they both are scrappy defensive players. They both pass exceptionally well. They both learn to shoot later in their career from distance.
And who's a better shooter?
I can make the argument Jason Kidd is.
I would have to look at the stats to determine it, but I don't think it's this wide gap.
It's Chris Paul. Anyway.
I'm
not putting Kidd above Steve Nash.
I got Steve Nash and Jason Kidd above Chris Paul.
Me too. So
what do you say? I agree with you. Steve Nash got 2 MVPs. Whether he robbed or stole to get them, he got them.
He deserved.
Kobe stole Chris Paul's MVP. But anyway,
what?
Kobe should have got MVP that year. It's been Chris Paul's MVP. That was Kobe's Lifetime Achievement Award.
I put it to you this way, Chris. If he could have just stayed healthy and got one in LA, I think you put him up there next to he'd be in the top 3 point guards. Maybe.
Chris Paul?
Yes, maybe.
And that's the thing. Like, that's the only argument you really make on Chris Paul is he doesn't have a ring. There's nothing else. What?
Or an MVP.
Yeah, he don't have no MVPs.
Jason Kidd doesn't have an MVP.
Right,
John Stockton doesn't have an MVP.
But he has a ring.
That he wrote on Dirk's coattails for.
I can make the argument he didn't.
But no, you can't.
Yes, I can. Once you got a floor general like Jason, it makes it so much easier for the Jason Terrys, the JJ Barettas, and the Dirk to get shot off.
Wait, you said he rode Dirk's coattails? So he wasn't an integral part of that team? Are we saying?
Right.
Is that what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Do you remember what team they beat?
You do realize they beat Miami and they beat Kobe. I think a lot of folks forget that.
Do you remember that run?
That's what I remember that.
The run that went on with him heading the ship.
And did they beat San Antonio that year too?
I forget the gauntlet, but they beat some teams.
They beat Oklahoma.
Okay, they beat Kevin Durant, and then when they
Kevin Durant was 14 years old.
He was in the NBA, right?
At 14?
It doesn't matter. He made it to whatever they was at. So they ran the gauntlet. That team ran the gauntlet to get to where they was at. So, and it wasn't no easy task. And Jason Kidd, not only that, Dirk too. Jason Kidd was one of the driving reasons that they won. And everybody else.
Let's not kid ourselves. He was.
No, I'm just joking. Like, yeah, he was a big part of it, but still, I'm not putting him over Chris Paul.
I mean, well, we know you're biased.
I am not.
You're not biased?
Not on that matter.
Okay. So how do you, just based on your feelings, like how do you
justify, man? Like, if you're building a team, you want Chris Paul over Jason Kidd.
No, I don't.
No, I
don't. Chris Paul.
No, I don't.
No, I don't.
Really?
I'm pretty sure Jason Kidd's bigger.
Jason Kidd is 6'5", I believe. 6'5" or 6'4".
And most of their other skills are comparable.
He's a better passer than Chris Paul is. As far as ball handling, I don't know if he's a better.
Yeah, I was like Chris Paul's definitely a better ball handler.
That's what I'm saying. Better shooter, ball handler than Chris Paul. But
I'm gonna say Chris Paul has better court vision.
No, he doesn't.
No, you don't.
No, he doesn't. I'm sorry, you're not getting away with that.
When do you see? And this is not shade. I don't see a bunch of Chris Paul highlight passes.
That's true.
I don't see that.
I don't see him either. You would really have to Google it, and then you really have to.
He's fundamentally sound, but there's no pizzazz in his passing ability.
That doesn't mean he doesn't have better court vision.
It does, because you might be missing people, which is why you don't throw the pass.
But he's making great passes, though. They're not going to be like, top 10 passes or anything, but he's going to pass it to the right person at the right time.
So with Jason Kidd, and he's flashy.
And he's flashy with it. Even when you had Lob City with Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan.
Which really had us convinced that those two were elite. DeAndre Jordan was an all-NBA player with Chris Paul.
I think they went through their prime and the prime ended.
And their prime ended, right.
Combination.
So you don't think though that Chris Paul played a big role in their success?
He wasn't even that healthy to be like that. I could make the case. Lou Williams, Jamal Crawford, the other.
Lou Williams wasn't even there.
Hold on, let me go. Bledsoe, I think Bledsoe might have been here.
It was Jay Crossover. We've looked this up, I think, before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think Chris Paul is this revolutionary player that elevates everyone's talent to a championship level.
No,
he makes every single team he's been on better.
Right, and that what was my ending statement. They don't win nothing. They win more games and go out in the playoffs.
If you want to give him credit for what he did in OKC, I give you that.
Russ did it too, and they both went out in the first round, right?
Russ had more talent.
They both went out in the first round, right?
Yes. Okay. However you want to put it.
But Russ had more talent. That team, Chris Paul was going to be a lottery team.
Yeah, Russ did have more talent, but at the same time, that's what I'm saying. If you want to give him credit.
Let's add that name to the list.
Of what?
Russell Westbrook is a better point guard than Chris Paul.
He's not a better point guard than Chris Paul.
How not so?
I don't know if I go that far.
How not so?
Who has the only thing you're gonna say is like people have their best seasons around Russ, like they score more because of the way Russ plays. He's driving, he's gonna kick you out for an assist. That's it. That's the only reason people score more.
Bradley Beal led the league in scoring with Russ.
That's what I just said that.
So
you said Bill Durant, yeah. Do what?
So then what are we talking about?
That's just his style though, like because he's driving in, so people are collapsing on him because you're trying to really get that foul on Westbrook because he's gonna go miss at the free throw line.
And he still got a bunch of assists and still racked up pretty good points and still played defense and still rebounded.
Whoa! When did he play defense?
Russ, look at the steal numbers. He wasn't an on-ball lockdown defender, but he gets steals.
Okay, James Harden has a lot of steals.
Hell, even my man Iverson has a lot of steals.
Right.
Yeah, those are just basically off of deflections, though.
Right.
So those don't count.
I'm not saying, but I'm just saying you can't say that. Like,
I mean,
Westbrook's a great
if
defender.
you want to say that Westbrook is a better rebounder than Chris Paul,
Westbrook's the best rebounding point guard ever. Like, you can't take that away at all.
I make a case he's really not. I think it's just his OKC team that he played with that just allowed him to go get the triple doubles.
As a rebounder, though, who's a better point guard that can rebound?
Right now?
Ever.
Jason Kidd was up there.
He wasn't Russ.
He's not Russ, though.
I can make the argument that Russ.
You do realize the average of triple double for a season. You got to get double.
Russ was a benefactor. Russ was a benefactor of.
Russ has a 20-20-20 game.
Yes, and that's what died.
What other point guards ever done that?
I would say Rondo's a better rebounder than
Rondo. I'm about to say that Rondo
a better rebounder than Russ.
Yes.
Kidd.
Oh, okay.
No, Rondo's a better rebounder than Russ. Jason Kidd's a better rebounder than Russ. Think about this for a second. Listen. With Rondo, he played with Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce, and he was the one getting you triple doubles. I can make a case it wasn't for Rondo, they don't win the title.
That's
true. Okay.
Now with Russ, his only claim is that he played with Steven Adams, Jeremy Grant, and a bunch of other players I can't name. Andre Roberson, a vacuum cleaner guy.
What?
Whatever. Like I'm saying, so they would allow him to go get rebounds. Like Russell plays out of position every time to go get rebounds. He's always out of position. That's why he gets cooked, so he can get rebounds. Rondo would be in position.
He can get rebounds and push the ball and go get buckets.
If you're out of position, you're not guarding your man. And then Steven Adams letting you grab rebounds. There's highlights you can go on YouTube.
Oh yeah, Adams is definitely giving up some rebounds.
Right,
still.
you can go watch how many times he's that rebound.
The rebound numbers he's put up are still. He's probably like 5,000 ahead of some other people. That ain't because Steven Adams let him get it.
Yes, it is because what he doing in LA.
He's let him get 5,000 rebounds.
His rebound numbers went down in LA.
Well, because look at how many 7-footers LA had though.
Like that.
Doesn't matter.
Stop.
It doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
Because if you're okay and they let you get rebounds, they're patting your stats. So you get the triple-double average. Just go look at it. You can see the highlights when they're doing it. I ain't never seen nothing like it. And he plays out of position.
He's had 20 rebound games.
That's fine. Because they allow him to get 20 rebounds. He's playing out of position.
You know, there's another team that also doesn't want him to get the rebound.
That's on the look at the defensive rebounds he gets. He's not getting that many offensive rebounds.
He gets a lot of offensive rebounds. What are you talking about?
Off of him himself?
He gets a lot of
Who
defensive.
cares? He gets them
Because his team allows it.
Arguing how he get it, he still got it.
It doesn't. I'm just saying who's a
If
better
it was that
rebounder.
easy, why wouldn't other people do it?
Because they make their
Because
shots.
they're playing their position the right way.
So now,
And that too. What?
Russ is not playing his position the right way. That's why.
so what's the right way?
You know what? And that right there is my argument of why I like Chris Paul so much right now. Because he's like really the only true point guard. Westbrook doesn't play as a point guard.
Maybe he's a dinosaur like the big center.
Think about this.
You give credit because Gobert is a traditional center, or
was he getting all these?
No, because Gobert's not really.
Kevin Durant
He's not an offensive threat. So
JaVale McGee or some of these other traditional. Like, what does that mean? The game's evolved.
He wasn't
You
getting all
evolve
these
with the time
doubles
you get left behind.
or all these rebounds after Kevin Durant left. He wasn't
That's
doing
not
it. When Ibaka was there, he wasn't getting that many rebounds.
When he had people to get rebounds, yes, but who else was going to grab rebounds?
He had plenty of players that go grab rebounds for him.
Ooh.
Steven Adams. I think
And Steven Adams still averaged close to double-digit rebounds. It wasn't like Steven Adams was averaging 4.
We could just go get highlights and show you how he
but
plays.
think about what you just said though. Like
these rebounds.
Steven
What
Adams
about him?
almost had double digit. Like what time is your point guard gonna have more than your center? Like that tells you your center's giving up something. He's knocking them to him and stuff. Like
when your point guard goes and gets it.
He's out of position. If you're supposed to be guarding your man at the top of the key,
How am I out of position if I get the rebound?
Most point guards play the top of the key or around.
I'm getting the rebound. The name of the game is to get the rebound.
If he's a
The
point guard,
defensive possession is not over until you get the rebound. He got the
and
rebound.
he's not in the position. He's not guarding his man. He's playing the paint to get
Obviously,
the
he
rebound.
didn't need to guard his man if he's getting the rebound because his man wasn't making shots.
Okay. We could just go see these highlights and let you know Westbrook's rebounds are stats, Patton, just so he can average a triple-double. Because when he's not in OKC, and maybe when he went to Washington, it might have been different too.
So everywhere he's ever went except LA,
Houston. He didn't get triple double in
He
Houston.
didn't get triple-doubles in Houston like that.
he didn't average for the year, but he was also playing with another guy that had the ball in his hand a ton. I don't think anybody's getting triple-doubles playing with James Harden. Embiid included.
Embiid averages 14 rebounds, 10 rebounds with Harden. You see what I'm saying?
Who else is going to rebound? Tobias Harris?
Yes, he can go get you 14, 15 rebounds a game.
No, he can't.
Tobias Harris can I get you 15 rebounds? Come on, man.
Go look it up. He can go get you 14, 15 rebounds.
play?
He
Trust
might
me.
get you 7.
He can go get you 14 to 15 rebounds. I'm not saying he can do it this
I don't think he's gotten 15 rebounds in his career.
Go look it up. He got some just in these past.
He
It's hard to talk to y'all about y'all teams because y'all be super biased. Y'all just be saying some crazy stuff.
You can just go look it up.
It's not going to
That's
get
not I thought you want to have a good team.
Just look up how many 15-point rebound games Tobias has. Just
He averages 6.8. He has
I said 7.
I said he go get you 15, 16 rebounds.
not consistently.
Okay, but he can do it. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying he's gonna average that.
Russell Westbrook this year still averaged 7.4 rebounds with all those bigs.
Who are hurt?
So he's still not getting you 10 like he would.
Y'all are
not getting you 10 like he would in OKC.
because LeBron steals them all.
No, he doesn't, because LeBron's not even averaging 7 rebounds a game, maybe 8.
LeBron is not getting out the way. If it's close, LeBron's taking that.
I don't think so.
Carmelo will tell you get out of here.
I see LeBron get out.
And you hear it too. I love that when Melo does that.
So it's like Westbrook, if he's down, that lets you know if he's down to 7, that Steven Adams is getting out the way from to go get them other 3.
So LeBron averaging 8 didn't matter. Having AD on
somebody still has to rebound. AD's not even here. That's what I'm saying. Somebody has.
But his point is though that Steven Adams could have averaged more.
Right.
No, we're not refuting that. I'm saying what Steven Adams gave up doesn't make up for the plethora of other rebounds he got.
Yes, it does.
But it does.
So
It does.
every time Steven Adams is getting out the way.
So
Yes.
what he's
Somebody
saying though
took out
is
the way.
if Steven Adams would have tried to get those threes, instead of letting Westbrook get it, he's not averaging a triple double.
He's not averaging a triple double. He'd be at that 7 point. That 7.
So
rebound mark.
Steven Adams is played in Memphis this year, right?
Right.
How many more rebounds do you think he averaged?
What
I
was
don't
his
know. I'm
average?
watching Memphis like that.
His career high average is 10.
No. What did he average this year?
10. This is his career high. Any other year, he's been below that. So where's this? Without Russ, we should have seen this skyrocket. And it didn't. When Russ was there, he was around 7 or 8. So say he's giving 2 away. You can't even say he's giving 2 away. Say he's giving 1 away. He's 1 off his average playing with
Russ doesn't average a triple double if he gives 1 away. Think about that.
But Russ is still exponentially past every other point guard.
He would.
That's true. No, that I agree with you on that. He's still the best rebounding point guard, but
he will be that if he's playing out of position to get those rebounds. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
He's not out of position if you're getting the rebound.
Just Google it right now. Just Google it.
How does that make sense?
Russ is nowhere near the perimeter. If the ball swings out, Russ is sitting dead in the paint waiting for the rebound to come.
Because his person obviously is not a
But
threat.
he's not guarding it, though. That's what I'm saying. So
why would I guard someone who
I'm a
can't
point
shoot?
guard and I sit in the paint, I can average 10 rebounds myself.
No, you can't.
Okay.
If that was the case, more people would do it.
Lonzo is a better.
no, they wouldn't because more people are going to play their man. I agree with you, Marcus.
Why would I play my man if he can't shoot?
That's not true.
If that was the case, they keep throwing it to Russ's man, letting him shoot.
So Russ's man is going to be a point guard, right?
Not necessarily, because they had Cephalosian, other people. He was usually playing somebody else that wasn't the main best point guard.
That allows him to sit in the paint and grab rebounds.
Every point guard does it. Steph don't guard the best player. Ja don't guard him.
No,
Luka don't guard him.
But now here's the thing:
Steph
will play on the
Star
perimeter.
players don't guard star players.
Steph will play on the perimeter and still go get you 6-7 rebounds while playing the perimeter. Russ doesn't play the perimeter; he plays in the paint. Russ is like 6'2".
You keep saying he's not doing it. I'm trying to figure out why would he?
Because he's not guarding. If you say he's not guarding the best player or the best point guard,
Right.
so that allows him to play the weakest player on the other team.
Which everybody
not defended. So if that player does get a wide open shot because Russ is not guarding him, Russ is there for the rebound. And then if Steven Adams let you get 1 or 2 a game, there's your
Oh, why would I guard the guy that can't shoot?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So
blaming Russ for
numbers,
intelligence, saying
Russ's rebound numbers will be up if the dude that is guarding is the weakest player on the team taking a shot that he can't make. So that's easier for Russ to get a rebound.
You still got to go get it. There's other point guards. There are power forwards and centers on the opposing team that are trying to get offensive rebounds.
But you got Steven Adams big ass blocking them out.
Ray, just go check the highlights. After we done this,
I've seen
Google.
You keep referring to highlights. Do you watch the game?
Google it.
Watch the whole game, not the couple clips. Russ probably got 200 rebounds in his career because Steven Adams got out the way.
You can't average a triple double in a whole season if somebody's giving you 1 extra rebound that you don't deserve, or if you play your man properly.
Deserve it? Oh my goodness! All right. You guys.
So if let's say LeBron plays out of position all the time,
which he does.
No, he doesn't, and he just goes.
You want to Google something? Google pushing LeBron to go play defense on the perimeter. Don't tell me LeBron don't cheat on defense.
But LeBron's on the perimeter to get pushed.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
In that particular play, there's a bunch of times LeBron is standing in the paint watching his person shoot.
And as a matter of fact, I don't care who you are, Kuzma or not, no grown man's gonna push me like that. I'm sorry.
If you go do your job, I don't have to push you.
You're just not gonna push me like that. And you're a rookie too coming in, I believe.
All the more reason why I shouldn't have to push. You should be leading by example.
Listen, that's apples to oranges right now. I just know that
you pick the wrong person to say they be in the right defensive position.
I can make an argument LeBron normally does be in the right position to play defense.
Okay. Well, we're gonna disagree on that. And there's a whole bunch of highlight tapes that you talking about.
You can only say that from one season that LeBron does that.
That ain't true.
That's true.
LeBron,
Miami, that Miami
man.
LeBron was a different beast, and that Cleveland LeBron second time around was a different beast. I'm sorry.
On defense?
Yes. Now what he done in LA might be totally different, but previous to LA,
we watched. So what did he do in Cleveland versus Golden State defensively? Who he stopped?
it was one man. Like,
man.
When you got Tristan Thompson, that's your best big man. You gonna talk about who you stop? Please,
you gotta stop somebody.
Cut it out. Even when they had Moscow in the first go around.
So who did LeBron stop? You keep naming all these other people. I'm trying to figure out who.
That's what I'm saying. That man can't play 1 through 5, then go get you 50, and like who did he stop?
So you criticizing a team that got to the finals, but now you're saying he ain't got no help, but they got to the finals. So did he have help or not?
He didn't.
That team had no business being in the finals, and you know that.
So the Raptors should have been in.
Like
the Pacers should have been in.
That just goes to show you
should have been in.
This just goes to show you how bad
should have been in.
This just goes to show you how bad they just throw around the word superstar when LeBron gets a straight 8 finals by itself. When you're supposed to be going through Paul George, Carmelo Anthony.
Those Knicks teams, those are the teams that were supposed to beat
Derrick Roses, the Chicagos, the DeMar DeRozans, the Raptors, and all these other people.
And those teams were better than
the Hawks. Even the Hawks when they won 60-something games.
And those teams were better than LeBron.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like
the Wizards teams were better than LeBron. What team was supposed to be there that the Cavs shouldn't have been there?
But the Cavs would have been there. Now they ain't supposed to be going to the finals.
So who should have went?
Right. Because those teams were just not good. I mean,
Indiana should have went. They had a
Danny Granger.
Paul George and Roy Hibbert were trouble.
Right. Oh, matter of fact, Steven, what's his name? Jackson, whatever his name is. Steven Jackson, whatever his name is.
Oh, at the end of his career, yeah.
Nah, he wasn't in his career. He played an air guitar while he's scoring.
Lance Stevenson.
Yeah, Lance Stevenson.
Oh, Lance. Yeah, right. Lance. So you want to talk about J.R. Smith? Well, we're going to hype.
There you go.
But Indiana Lance is different though. Like he was a different beast for some reason.
He was, and it's like, and let's not just gloss over like Boston when they was there before, you know.
And they got him.
Ran Rorschach over.
He overachieved.
Orlando was there for a while. Dwight Howard, Orlando, they was there for a while. I think 2010 might have been the last time they did something.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. 2010 might have been the last time they did.
And that's Dwight Howard. So let's get him out of there.
So
what do you mean? Like, what are you trying to say on Dwight Howard?
He ain't a winner. He's a clown. He ain't a clown.
I
mean, he's better than JaVale McGee.
So that's
nobody's making that argument. What?
So that's
I just talk about as far as being a clown. Like,
okay. So
today, who are you taking, JaVale or Dwight Howard today?
I don't even
JaVale,
know Dwight Howard even still plays.
Okay.
Like now, hold on. Last year,
quiet as it's kept, it's been that way for about 3 to 4 years.
No, last year when he played with my Sixers, he was doing this thing coming off the bench.
You said all you needed to say there.
I mean,
he did his thing coming off the bench.
Right.
Dwight Howard.
I mean, will he go back and get you a 20 and 15 type Dwight Howard?
No.
With like 6-8 blocks? No.
Mm-hmm.
No. He had his prime. He passed that already too.
So should Dwight have been on top 75, right?
Not over Clay, no.
Clay wasn't on it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Clay wasn't on there.
I thought Dwight Howard was top 75.
Mm-hmm. He didn't make it.
He didn't make it.
Oh, they snubbed Dwight? Okay, good. Yeah, he was below. Yeah, he was below.
Really?
I can make the argument that he should have been over Dame. I'll take Dame off.
Oh, I don't think Dame should have been on there. And I love Dame.
There are people in the top 75 that should have been off.
Yeah.
And I think he was better than some of the people on the top 75 team, but I don't have him above Clay.
And I'll give you that.
Yeah, but Clay didn't make it. I think Clay was, 76? He was just outside of it.
Right. So, no. And if you're going to take Dame off and put Clay on, I'm good with that. I would have Dwight ahead of Dame. For sure.
Yeah. Most definitely. I'm not even hating on Dame.
Would you have Dwight above AD?
Yes.
Because AD made it.
Yeah, get him out of here.
Yeah, get AD out of there. Yeah.
For what it's worth, Dwight Howard was a leading force to a finals team. Yeah. And he did play an integral role in LA's chip with JaVale McGee, ironically enough. So I'm not I talk trash about Dwight, but I recognize he's better than some people. He just ain't it. And I don't think if you beat Dwight, I don't think that's necessarily a feather in your cap per se.
Well, Dwight was just a victim of his own athleticism. Instead of trying to develop a mid-range or even a three-point shot, I think he's been playing more to this day.
Yeah, I agree. He tried to be a traditional center too.
He never developed enough skills, and he didn't trust them enough to develop them in game. Exactly. I'm sure if you watched him in practice, he was great, but in the game, it didn't translate.
And he made more 3-pointers than Ben Simmons. So,
who hasn't? I think I got like 2 more than Ben Simmons.
I'm just saying, if you'd have just developed a mid-range or even a couple post moves, I think he's still been starting to this day.
So before, and we're actually at our time because y'all.
Wow, did we even do any of the topics?
We talked about playoff recap, and that was really it.
I don't even remember the other ones. I feel like they were good topics too.
We about to ask about. I need y'all thoughts on what the heck happened with Ben Simmons. He was scheduled to play Game 4. He didn't play Game 4. He got scratched, and now he had back surgery like a week later. So I don't know how you have back surgery a week later after you were supposed to play, but then you couldn't play. So, like, what happens to Ben Simmons? And if he had this problem, where did it come from? How did the trade go through with this big of a back problem?
Oh, it didn't. It's the fact that he sat too long, like Russell did that one game, and couldn't play the next one. So when you sit too long and then you try to go do a few dunks and you pull the muscle.
I've seen him jump and shoot jump shots.
Right. So, and then it's like mentally, he just said, hey, so let's go put some gel on my back to say that I had back surgery. So basically, that's all he did. Put a little bit of gel on his back.
So you're saying there's no scar, there's no nothing.
It won't be no scar because it wasn't too invasive. And he had to be cut open like that. They probably went in and do a little lipo and threw some gel in there and say, hey, you're good. You had surgery. Try to go recoup some money back from Philly, and everybody say that you wasn't hurt. I'd rather just stick to you being mentally weak. And there's nothing wrong with it. Like, there's nothing wrong with being mentally weak.
What do you mean there's nothing wrong with it?
There's nothing wrong with it. Just admit that,
I think, like, the way you said it. Maybe.
Okay, I might be saying it like
it's wrong, like just mental problems or something.
Right. There's nothing wrong with saying I have a mental weakness. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah, but what is your problem? I
don't know what the problem is. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel like if you have a mental problem, you should explain to people what your mental problem is.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So just that is I'm guessing what I'm trying to say is it's okay to say that I'm scared of the moment. You can have a mental breakdown.
You can't say that.
Well, you can. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying it. So you don't want to be judged for saying I'm scared at the moment and then try to blame it on the back problem that wasn't coexistent at the time.
You can't be a max player and scared of the moment.
Well, clearly he is.
I get you, but you can't say that.
So I don't want to bash or talk bad about folks that has mental problems. What I'm trying to say, but for me, what I'm trying to say is, just sound scared in the moment, and I'm not ready for it. Even if you are a max player, that's Philadelphia's problem for making a max player, basically. Knowing that
it's Brooklyn's problem now. Right. But I hear you.
So
that is something, and he just started that new deal. So good luck.
Right.
He at some point, something got to happen. You got to either poop or get off the pot. So
he sat too long pooping. That's why his back hurt.
I've seen LeBron sit, and LeBron was fine.
But LeBron's not scared of the moment.
Depends on if he has 2 free throws or not.
I mean, that's all part of the NBA. You're going to miss free throws.
That's not his strong suit of his game, which is fine.
You know what I'm saying? You're not, everybody in the NBA is not perfect in every sense of the way basketball goes. Some folks are stronger in free throws. Some folks are stronger at dunking. Some folks are stronger at shooting threes. Some folks are stronger at ball handling. Some folks are stronger at rebounding.
I feel like Ben Simmons could just become Tayshaun Prince, and that would be fine.
You know what? I think Tayshaun Prince doesn't get enough mention. And you're right, he could play that role, but Tayshaun Prince is a better shooter than.
But then you could develop that. I think no.
Well, no, like everybody, like Draymond Green is not a great jump shooter. I don't think never will be. But
I mean, he's had his moments.
He plays the role. Now, can Draymond go get you 30? Yeah, he'll get you 30.
30 what?
30. He'll get you 30 points.
He'll do that once a year.
He'll do that on occasion.
Once a year.
He done it in the finals. I think he done it twice in the finals. So he can get you
your finals performance then, because that.
But like it's like Ben Simmons. He regressed from his rookie season. Always
he was an all.
He didn't regress. He's the same. That's the problem.
Nah, he regressed because I think in his rookie season, maybe his second year, he was like at 18, almost 20, 6 and 7. And then from there on, it went from 20 to 18, then from 18 to 16. And it's like you regress. So, yes. Because I think at a certain point, even playing in Philadelphia, you have to have a mental toughness and a thicker skin to play in Philadelphia. Like, we're hard.
To be in the NBA, you got to have it, but especially a city like Philadelphia.
So, and just to regress like that's more so to – and I heard Reggie say this before, like, he has no competitive fire. So
I think that's fair at this point.
Yeah. So, and if you don't have no competitive fire as a basketball player, then you're mentally not ready for it. So
I don't know about that part. I think you can still be a really good player and not have if I lose, I'm on suicide watch. I think there are people that, I want to win. Winning's great. I'm going to really put my best foot forward. But if we don't win, it's not going to affect my mood. It's not going to change my team. So I guess I would need to know what you mean by competitive fire, because I don't think he doesn't have that. Like, I've seen him play well.
No, he has played well in certain instances, but I think he's on the right team to do what he's doing. Like, he's on the Nets. Same boat with Kyrie. Same boat with Kyrie.
He needs to be on a team with structure. He needs to be on a team with a dominant head coach.
I mean, if he's going to play half games like Kyrie, and they don't give you half the performance as they should, like Kyrie, he's on a perfect team.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna move to the last topic. The I'm trying to think of the right adjective. The unique Phil Jackson has found his way back to home, I guess. I don't know where his home is, but he's found his way back. And in the recent news, Terry Stotts has gotten interviewed for the Lakers head coaching job now that Phil Jackson's back in the fold. So what do we think is going to happen with Phil Jackson back in an executive-like role with the Lakers after we saw what he did as an executive with the Knicks?
Which was terrible. I mean, he can coach, but he can't pick a coach, apparently.
And it's easy to coach when you got Magic. I'm sorry, when you got Mike, Kobe,
Shaq,
Pip, Rod. Makes coaching a little easier. I'm not saying he can't coach. What I'm saying is I ain't seen him have a lot of success without top 5 players. But
did he ever not coach a top 5 though?
He had Jordan's whole career. He had Shaq and Kobe's whole career.
Yeah.
I don't know that he didn't.
I think did he sit on New York's bench or no? He was just the president.
No, he was never a coach for New York.
He was a
just there.
puppet coach.
Yeah, so
He was pulling the strings. I forget.
He was trying to get them to do the triangle in New York, but that wasn't gonna work.
But when you got Carmelo Anthony, I don't know if his grasp of picking up a triangle is as well as people think it is. Carmelo just a flat out bully.
I mean, when you trade everything you have to bring in Melo, it's hard to run a triangle.
Right.
No one that you can put at the other 2 points of the triangle.
I mean, they did have Amari Stoudemire at one point. I think they did.
That wasn't the same.
I don't know if he was Phoenix Amari.
No, not at all.
He was not. There was a couple knees and things later.
Yeah,
he had some back problems too.
But as
He
far
really
as
disappeared. I don't know where he's at.
I think LeBron
Isn't he on Brooklyn's sideline
as a coach?
As a coach,
yeah, I thought he was.
Well, there we
I
go.
don't recall seeing him.
I know he got hired when Nash came on. I don't know if he's there this year or not.
I mean, he might have been, but if Nash wasn't saying that, we know Amari wasn't saying that.
I'm just going to say this about LA. They got too happy with their bubble run and just sat on it. And they haven't really done nothing to improve it in a sense after their championship run. And I don't think nobody had a fire under their belt after the championship run other than LeBron.
They got happy. They got fat and happy.
There's nothing Phil Jackson can do. I'm not trying to hate on women, but I don't know if Jimmy Butts is actually running the operation the way it should be, because you should have no Rambus, in your ear trying to tell you any basketball experiences or how to run your ship per se. And
I think that comes from lack of validation.
Right. I think
she doesn't trust herself.
Right.
So she's always leaned on someone else, whether it be
right, and that's what I'm saying.
Kobe, whether it been Rob, whether it been Magic. She doesn't trust herself enough to just make the decision.
Right. So if you can't trust yourself, you shouldn't be running the organization if that's the case.
Agreed.
And
one thing about Jerry Jones is he's gonna run it his way.
He's gonna run his way, he's gonna live by it, and he's gonna die by his way. And I think by letting Jerry West walk like they did to go to the Clippers showed you how much they really needed Jerry West to be there, for the Lakers and keep them afloat. Because apparently he's a great GM. They just let him walk out.
Maybe one of the best.
Right.
So for the Lakers fans out there, I hope y'all get it right. Y'all got a busy offseason.
Man.
And some big decisions to make. And I wish y'all the best. But we're going to go ahead and let y'all enjoy the rest of this Dallas beatdown. I'm just kidding. I actually still think Phoenix is going to win this game, to be honest.
I gave Dallas 2 wins, and I think tonight might be one. I was really thinking they were going to win Sunday, but
I'm giving them 1, and I don't think this is it. But I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I want the series to go long. I want them to be competitive.
Oh, no, I don't want that. Let's go ahead and get this wrapped up quick.
I had Dallas in 7.
What?
I really had Dallas in 7.
You had Phoenix and Golden State in the finals.
Yeah, I know. That was my pick to begin with.
How does that even work?
I just had Dallas in 7. I want to see a long series. That's my whole problem. And I think that might have been the only series that probably be the one that might go 7. Possible. But
so I have a question for you then. If you think Luka can beat this Phoenix team, how is he not be basically the face of the NBA?
It doesn't make you the face of the NBA because you won a series.
When you beat the best team by a wide margin and a huge upset, and
so
if you
that's what made Milwaukee. That's what made Giannis the best player in the world because he beat Phoenix last year. And that's
what people said.
That's part of it. And he didn't just beat Phoenix. Like he scored like 50. Like
I mean, he dropped a 50 piece on him. What was it? Was it a game?
A closeout game.
Yeah, it's a closeout game.
6. And
so
he put
I get
Kevin Durant away as well.
He did what?
He put Kevin Durant away as well.
Kevin Durant put himself away.
Last year?
Yeah, remember his big ass foot.
Yeah, his toe was.
Yeah, but Ray Allen hit the shot. You still got to come back and finish the job.
You do, and you're right.
Him and Chris Middleton, for his work, they got it done.
Right.
They went, and Booker was putting up 40, and he said, "I'm still gonna beat y'all," after being down 2-0. Man, they got hurt first.
Like I don't think that makes you.
Booker was on one leg. Chris Paul had one arm, but whatever.
I don't think that makes you the best player in the world because you want.
I said face of the league. If you beating the best team by a wide margin, like
I mean, if you win in 7 games, it's not like that makes you the best player in the world. That just means your team showed up. When
the
it counted. Yes.
Are you watching this team play?
No, not right now. Once I get off with y'all, I'll go watch this team play.
Well, I'm saying in the first 2 games of the series, did you see?
I never overreact to home teams winning at home.
Yeah, but you got to at least compete. And
that's what it's sometimes. Sometimes you're going to win by 1. Sometimes you're going to get beat by 50. But
I don't think people get beat by 50 too often. Not good teams.
I'm just saying it will happen.
That was this year when was it?
The Mavs beat the Clippers.
Was it about 73? Who won by?
What was it? The Thunder and
I just know somebody lost by like 52 at 1.2. It might have been 53.
I don't know. I thought somebody lost by 70 this year.
It was the Thunder and somebody.
Might have been Thunder in Orlando. I can only see them 2 teams.
Memphis and the Thunder.
That might be it. Who knows?
I don't even think Ja played.
I think you're right. Actually, I think you're right. He did not play, and they think they scored like 160. It was
my thing is, I think folks are just so tired of LeBron that they're just trying to crown the next best player, and so they're trying to throw it at anybody.
LeBron's taking a step back. Let's just admit it.
No, he has, but that to me just keep trying to throw it at the player, that won the championship prior.
We're not just throwing players. Players are performing at a really high level and winning rings. Like that matters. Finals MVP, regular season MVP, finals championships. Like that matters. That's how you crown somebody the best. You win.
I'm always gonna make this argument to this day that Andre Iguodala got finals MVP.
And that was wrong.
And a younger Kawhi got finals MVP. Like
he should have won that.
Who's gonna get it though on this?
I don't know. I'm just saying. It's like
I've looked at the numbers.
That should have been Kawhi.
Just like in football, in this sense, when they give out the finals for the Super Bowl, how did who won it? How did Cooper Kupp win it over Aaron Donald in the Super Bowl for the finals?
We're not doing
it's like you just pick and choose.
We're a basketball show. I'm not.
I know, but I'm just saying, like when the awards come that
pulling the Chris Paul where he was missing in action for the whole game until the last series, and then he got these 2 plays. So you want to crown him? If you want to crown him, crown him. Okay,
that's what I was saying.
What are you so mad about? Why are you so angry? What the hell is that about?
Von Miller was just as impactful in that second half. I don't want to hear nothing about Aaron Donald should have won no MVP.
Who was just as impactful? Who'd you say?
Von Miller.
My whole statement was Cooper Kupp should.
Did you watch Super Bowl?
I did. Like Cooper Kupp should have been MVP. That's what I'm saying. That award is biased. That award, huh?
Cooper Kupp was MVP.
That's what he should have been. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
You just can't have a game or 2 and be like, hey, you finals MVP.
In the Super Bowl, you can. It's only 1 game.
I know that, but he shouldn't have won it. That's all I'm saying. Just like Andre Iguodala shouldn't have won it. It's like whoever votes for this stuff.
I agree with you on Iggy. Kawhi, you lost me.
I'm going down with that ship too with Kawhi because he shouldn't have won it either. You could have picked anybody other than Kawhi.
No, you couldn't have.
You could have.
You sound like a Kawhi hater. I'm not gonna lie to
you. Are you?
I'm not hating on.
I mean,
Kawhi.
he did put Philly out.
Are you a Kawhi hater?
No.
Because I know, like, when you hate somebody, you hate hard. Like, I'm not even as strong as you, man. Like, I gave Westbrook compliments, but I don't.
Nah,
you're like a certified hater.
No, I'm not a hater. I just know.
Well, I never beat Chris Webber, so I'm not sure why you're so upset with him.
I'm always gonna root for Chris Webber on this show, no matter what nobody says. Chris Webber gets no credit.
Did he get one from TNT? Because I don't see him on none of the.
What happened to him? I forgot he was on there until.
I think they replaced.
You know what? I don't even know what happened to him. To tell you the truth, he was on TNT. He probably did get fired. But Chris
and
Webber,
he was commentating. I think he might be at NBA TV now. I think I have seen him over there sometime.
Now, Chris Webber, he can go kind of weird on you like Kyrie can.
Nah, Chris Webber a little different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Him and Kyrie kind of built from the same cloth.
But you don't like Kyrie.
No, but
Yeah,
Chris Webber shows up. Chris Webber shows up in games. I don't know about Kyrie.
I know Kyrie won a chip. He showed up.
I give him that because
he was scoring 40 with LeBron. People keep forgetting.
I think people forget that. Yes,
he was scoring 40.
Like they both had 41 that game. Like
making Steph work on defense as well. Like
that just one series. I mean, I get it. But outside of that, Kawhi,
what
Kyrie.
Series are you looking at with Chris Webber? Which
all of them. I think Sacramento probably was the only team that really pushed the LA Lakers when they had Shaq and Kobe. Like everything else wasn't competitive back then. It took Robert Horry making big shots to knock off Sacramento.
Doug Christie and Pager had a lot to do with that. So did Mike Bibby.
That's what I'm saying.
That was a great team.
I'm not saying he didn't, but he wasn't on the island. Like there was some Bobby Johnson was on that team too. They had some ballers. Right.
And Chris Webber was spearheading that. Like, let's not he gets no credit. And
he does though.
He doesn't. Like it took I think it took 2 Robert Horry big shots to knock him off in 2 different seasons to advance.
Right.
I believe it might even took a Derek Fisher. I think it might even took a Derek Fisher Hail Mary to beat him in one game.
Hey, you got to do it. But to Damien's point, before we get out of here, I don't love it. The Kobe thing. I don't know if y'all saw that. Kobe Bryant, the football player, wants to wear number 8. It's kind of sacrilegious to me. You ain't him. Like you'd be lucky to get a second contract. Like you should not be trying to follow in that footstep.
Yeah.
Who are we talking about here? Kobe,
the football player. He was named after Kobe.
Spelled wrong and everything.
Yeah.
Right, that's what it seemed like.
It is, but yeah, he's gonna wear number 8, or he wants to. I don't know if they're gonna let him.
Yeah,
I don't even know who he is.
They should not.
Yeah,
and he don't want that pressure. He don't want that pressure. That name, that number. You can go be like.
But it's a different sport too, so
it is a different sport.
You can be 33. Go be 33. Lower Marion Kobe. You can be that guy.
Can't be 8. Can't be 24.
Nah. 8 and 24 is sacred. Not when you're purposefully trying to like play that role. Like that's like in gangs. If you false flag and you get shot, like don't do that.
And man, he would have to even be a quarterback. I don't know if you're a quarterback. What position?
I think he's a receiver.
Yeah, you would have to be a quarterback in order to even try to wear number 18.
Well, they got rid of the number rule, didn't it? You can wear whatever number now.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's whatever, but they widened the flexibility a ton. Like receivers can wear single digits. I think defensive linemen can wear single digits and stuff now. So it definitely changed. I think there's a couple restrictions, but generally it's pretty flexible. So,
but we're a basketball show,
right?
You said what?
I said, but we're a basketball show, so
we are. So yeah, we go ahead and wrap that up, fellas. Appreciate it. I said Phoenix was going to come back and get this done, but they got some work to do. We're going to need Hall of Fame point guard Chris Paul to show up and dig him out of this hole he's put him in.
Watch, that's going to be his birthday present.
I hope so, because I've been pretty underwhelmed thus far. You know who Chris Paul is reminding me of these
Probably
days?
because I'm not watching. I'm being distracted by your nonsense. What?
Chris Paul currently, with 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter, Chris Paul has 7 points and 2 assists. And you want to talk point guard? You know who he is? Chris Paul is Tim Tebow. He doesn't do much all game, and then he comes through in the fourth quarter when you least expect it. So
he's clutch.
Sure. But he don't win you no ring. And he ain't won you no ring.
Yet.
He has not won a ring. Or national championship or anything.
Listen, he ain't gonna win the ring this year either. If they gotta go to Philadelphia, they gotta go through Philly.
If they
Philly ain't coming out
of we're coming out of the East.
You always know how to wrap us right. So I appreciate when you say these things at the end. That just gives us the perfect segue on out. So yeah, by this time next week, the playoffs go very different.
I used to actually like Rex Grossman back when he was in Florida.
Hey, Rex was out of Florida, right?
Yeah, that's when
I used to like Rex until he got to the league in Chicago.
I don't know what happened, man. In Chicago, he just became ass. Like, I don't know.
It happens. It's Chris Paul,
Do what?
What? Sorry,
Marcus, say something crazy to get us off the air.
But no, we definitely keep watching. WNBA is back as well, so shout out to the ladies. That was a nasty little cross.
Oh my goodness! Welcome to the league. Here's your ankles.
They are back, ain't they? I definitely got to check it out.
Yeah, tonight was open tonight.
Definitely watched a lot of Fever games. Yeah.
So we'll definitely. Jalen Brown got 19 tonight. Look, he finally decided to show up. Chris Paul should guard him since he plays such great defense. But I digress. So yeah, Chris. Hopefully your team can turn it around here. Give Chris Paul a break. Maybe they need to bench him. He got 7 turnovers now, so he's definitely cut that down from the 6 he had in basically the first quarter. But yeah, Devin Booker just hit a 3, so we'll see if Dallas can close it out. Looks like Luka's on the bench, so this is definitely when Phoenix should go on their run if they're wise, close out the quarter strong. But y'all can watch that from the comforts of your home, live stream, or wherever you watch it. We appreciate y'all tuning in. It was another great show with the fellas. Con Man couldn't be with us, but hopefully he'll be here next week. And we'll have a lot to get into because it should be almost closing time for some of these teams by the next time we record. So y'all have a great one. We look forward to you. Oh, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers this weekend. None of us would be here without our mothers, regardless of the relationship you have with them. You wouldn't be here without them. So definitely shout out to the mothers for Mother's Day from ASAP, from us here on FastBreak. And I meant to say that yesterday, but I didn't. So God bless y'all. Yeah. And happy WNBA, happy NBA, and y'all have a great one.
Whole sports all plays. Yeah. Whole sports all plays.